Hey guys, welcome to the first lesson in this 4-part masterclass series. This series will be dedicated to helping you learn the markets, learn the strategies that work, find amazing stocks, and profit and crush 2021. So if you're tired of 2020, if you're ready to set the pace, start making money, start making your money work for you in 2021, then you're going to love this series. So again, in lesson number 1, we are going to be talking about the right strategy. Using the right strategy will help you double your return. So let's get into that right now. Okay, guys, so the right strategy can do this for you. It can help you take you from losing to easily making 15% plus a year. The right strategy can help you go from guessing and stressing to consistently profiting. Not only that, the right strategy can free up your time and your life because, guys, it really does not take that long to make money. It does not take that much work to be profitable. The reason why a lot of these gurus and traders and all these people have these expensive courses is because they teach this complex strategy. And what I found and what others have found as well is that when you start to get rid of the complexity, when you go simple, that's when you start to make more money. So I'm going to teach you a simple strategy that works and that anybody can learn. So let's go into it right now. All right, but first let's discuss returns. Why would you want to achieve a higher return? What does a higher return actually do for you? All right, so if we can see here, if we start off with $1, we compound that over 30 years. So let's say I invest $1 in a stock and I wait 30 years and that return, like let's say I invested in the S&P 500 because that returns a 10% return every single year. Then at the end of that 30 years, I would have $17.45. So what does that mean? It means that I increase my return by 17 times the amount, right? I turned $1 into $17. So that's what you can do when you invest in the S&P 500. But what if I could make a 20% return? What if I could double that return, right? So I went from $1 to 17 with 10%, and doubling that would be double that, right? So like 34. Well, actually, that's not how compounding works. If I start with $1 and over 30 years, if I get a 20% return each year, at the end of those 30 years, I'll have $237. Guys, that is a 230 times return what you started with. That is amazing, and that is why you need to start increasing your return. So again, you can only imagine what it's like at a 30% return. Let me move my face out of the way here. It's a $2,620 return, and that is insanely amazing. So guys, that is something that we want to learn and want to focus on doing. So this is what my goal for you is here. So let's picture this, right? A 10% return turns $1 into 17, or if you had $1,000, it would turn 1,000 into 17,000. If you have a 20% return, it turns $1 into $237, or if you had 1,000, it would turn into $237,000. If you have a 30% return, it would take your $1 and turn it into $2,600. So if you start with 1,000, that's $2.6 million. Again, we aren't factoring in taxes, especially if you're doing in a non-Roth IRA or non-Roth 401k. You will have to pay some taxes at the end when you withdraw or with a normal broker. But guys, those returns are astronomical and amazing. So what we're going to be doing in this 4-part masterclass series is showing you how to protect your money so you're not going to be losing as much and help you increase your returns in a very safe way. All right, so how much would your life be different if you had the 2.6 million return? If you at least had the 237,000 return, or let's say you're not even investing right now. What if you only invested in the S&P 500? That's the 10% return every single year, and you had $17,000 from your $1,000 investment. And that is life-changing regardless of the amount of money it is. All right, so this is my goal for you on this training and on this 4-part masterclass, right? So my goal is to get you to at least 20% returns by the end of this masterclass. If you're an absolute beginner and have never invested or traded before, this is my goal for you. I'm talking to you right now. I want to make sure you stop losing money, and I want to make sure you get to at least 10% returns every single year. If you're more experienced, if you've already started investing, and let's say, Austin, I'm already making 10% and I'm doing well, I want to make more though. I'm talking to you here. I want to help you get to 20% returns, if not 30% returns every single year. So please stay tuned regardless of where you're at, a beginner, advanced, intermediate, that kind of goes before, then we are here and I am here to help you, and I can't wait to instruct you and teach you in this masterclass series. So how do I know these results are possible? I have over 200 students who I worked with closely and personally, and I took them from absolute beginners, some had experience but a lot didn't, to consistently profiting using this one simple strategy. I showed them how to use this. It's been back tested, it works, and now I have the student results. Not only that, I have 1,200 software users using the strategy every single day to help them generate huge returns. Guys, it's amazing to see the results and the changes in people's life just because they are learning how to invest. I'm a firm believer that once you learn how to control and manage your money, your whole life will change because it gives you confidence in every aspect of your life. So guys, let's get into the training right now. All right, so you can do it too, but I think we already covered that. Let me tell you a quick story here. So you may be like, okay, who is this guy on this video who's trying to teach me stuff about stocks? My name is Austin. Really nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being on this training. When I started, I came across Warren Buffett, and I was told that he just read a bunch of statements. He just read a lot, and now he's a billionaire, right? So I was like, I can do that. Anybody can sit around and read and make billions. And so as I started to learn, as I started to dissect what the market was, I started to learn that there were a lot of math involved. There was a lot of math. I mean, I was good at math, but like I didn't know what correlated to what, how to. It was confusing and it was overwhelming, and that is where I see a lot of new people, and I've been there myself, right? It's just you don't know where to start. You don't know what to do, or if you do know what to do, you don't have the right confidence, or you don't have enough trust in yourself or your system. So when I first started and I was like, investing takes too long, right? I have to wait like 40 years just to make a return. And I was like, let's go to the other end. Let's try day trading, right? And so this is not the exact stock, but this is a perfect example of what my first stock that I traded looked like, right? It came up here to the resistance point. The stock that I was trading, the resistance point was at $1. This shows 10.50, but same concept, right? It went up to the $1 mark. I didn't really know what I was doing with the buy and sell executions. I didn't really understand the difference between a market order, a buy order. I know, stupidness. And then what happened was I bought it at around 99 cents. It hit the resistance at $1, and then the stock just crashed. And again, not knowing the orders well, I was trying to sell on the way down, but I couldn't sell fast enough because it kept falling. The stock kept falling, so I had to close my order, open a new one, close, open, and then eventually I sold down here, and it was about a 20% loss on the first ever trade I did. And what was devastating about that is that not only did I lose 20%, but I wasn't of legal age to have my own account. So I was going through my parents' account, and so I lost 20% of their money, and it was just so it was so distressful. It was so like it caused me so much worry and anxiety and stress because I thought I knew how the market worked. I was completely wrong. It's hard, and it's not something that you can just pick up and start doing. And so losing money is just very disheartening. It makes your stomach drop, and it's just not the best feeling. And so after that loss, I sent the money back to them. I was like, do not let me trade again. And so I kind of paused on the stock market. Right? I was like, I can't do this. This is way too stressful. I don't know what I'm doing, and I want to know for certain what's going to happen. And so what happened was it led to me watching more of the stocks, learning more, and just because I always had this internal desire to learn how the stock market worked, I was like, a lot of people can't figure this out, but there has to be a way to figure the market out. And so it led to a lot of this. It led to a lot of sleeping on the job, right? Because when you're trading, when you're investing, it's kind of assumed that you're going to create a plan for the day, then you're going to follow through with that plan. But the problem is when you wake up before the market and you make a plan, the stock market does not care what your plans are. So you stay up, you get up early, you stay up late studying charts, and by the time the market's open, you're just exhausted, you're tired, you're emotionally drained because of the ups and downs, and that's not going to lead to a fulfilling life. And so that's kind of where I was. And then one day I was listening to a podcast on the Chat with Traders podcast, an amazing podcast I would recommend to anybody. And he said this. I ride winners and I cut losses. And I was like, okay, let me look through all my history. Where was I making money? So I started to look through my profitable investments, my profitable trades, and see what they had in common. And what they had in common was that I was going with the trend. I was going with the wave of the stock. I wasn't getting in at the top. I wasn't chasing. I was going with the trend. And I'm going to be talking about that more in today's training. And so that's what I learned, is the importance of following the trend, the importance of going with the momentum and going with strength. So what we're seeing here is this is the 200-day SMA line. This can be found on any website and platform, Yahoo Finance, TradingView.com, your broker, anything. It's a world-renowned, like everyone in the financial world knows exactly what this is, and it shows the trend. So for instance, this red line is the 200-day moving average line. And when a stock is above that line, that stock is known to be bullish, which means it's going to continue higher. When a stock is below that line, it tends to be bearish, or meaning it's going to go down lower. And so that's kind of what we're seeing here, is that when the stock is above it, it goes higher. When the stock is below it, it goes lower. And that was the idea, the initial concept when I ran with of trend following. Then we kind of transitioned when I noticed that there were a lot of gaps with this strategy, right? Like you would see that it would start to drop down and then it would push straight back up. So what would happen is it would, go up above and then it would go below and trigger a sell and then go right back up. And it was so confusing, and there were so many of these false breakouts is what they're called, when they initiate a buy alert, but then they go against you. And so what I was trying to do was prevent that. And again, we kind of came to the concept of this band. It took ideas from a lot of different places and kind of came together to form this, what is called the trending band indicator. And so this is what I use to make money in the markets. This is that one simple strategy that I've taught to over 200 people and that 1,200 users are using every single day. So as you can see here, you buy when the stock gets above this green line, and then you sell when it gets below it. This way, you follow the movement up, and then you can get out when the market does not know where it's going, and then you can short on the way down and all that. It also helps you pinpoint the exact dip buy. So for instance, right here, it showed, hey, the stock is going to bounce up and continue higher, and so that's what it did, and this is what led to my turnaround. This is what led from me being unsuccessful, stressed, emotionally drained, worrying and stressing every single morning, to you consistently making money, to worrying less because I had a system in place that worked and that had been proven through back tests to make money. And this is what changed the whole game. And so if we're going into this more, something like this is what allowed me to predict stuff like this, right? I publicly announced on my Instagram like a year back, I said, guys, watch Plug, Workhorse, and a few other stocks. And then they exploded. They did amazing, right? Plug was up 162%. Workhorse was up 430% in 2 months. Literally insane. And people started wondering, Austin, how are you doing this? And it's because I was finding potential stocks that had a lot of momentum built up. They were getting above the moving average line, and then they were ripping. And those were the stocks and setups that I'm going to teach you how to look for in lesson number 2. So please stay tuned when we go over how to find stocks before they explode in lesson number 2. All right, guys, look, here is someone. He's like, for real, though. I bought Plug and Workhorse a few months ago when you shared this. Best call ever. Can't wait for the next calls, right? This strategy even works during pandemics and environments where we are uncertain, when we don't know what the market is doing. This strategy will still help you. Here is a student. He is from Europe, and he made 31% on PayPal during the pandemic, and it is literally insane, and it's amazing. I love seeing these results from people. Not only that, we were able to predict the exact dip buy point, and I'll be discussing discussing this more in lesson number 3, how we can pinpoint these dip buys with accuracy, right? Because a lot of investors and a lot of traders are saying, yeah, when the stock drops, that's when you buy more. But in the moment of the stock dropping, you're like, I don't know if it's going to drop further. I don't want to lose money. I've already lost so much. When is it going to top out? And then you wait, and then you see it bouncing. You're like, okay, I want to wait and see it go higher to be confirmed. And then by the time you're ready to buy, it's already way above where it dipped, and you missed out on so much money. So what this does is it even kind of shows you where those stocks are going to dip. And so back here on March 26th were all the alerts that I sent out for this dip buy, and you can see that these stocks are up 23%, 20%, 24%, 84%, 51%, 95%, Shopify up 130%. Insane returns because we learned how to exactly follow the trend and dip buy. And look, it's even working for people like this Dennis in the United States and stuff. I learned so much. The majority of my trades really work out. And even if they don't, my losses are small. I've doubled my account size in 4 months. How would you like to double your account size in 4 months? It's literally life-changing, right? And people like this Vags, who said, so far this month, I made an 11.6% return with your trend strategy. Guys, most people don't even make that amount in a single year, and he made it in his first month. Again, these results aren't typical, but this is what we're seeing with this trending BAM. And it's also helping people like this. When they buy stocks, they know that the odds are in their favor. They know that they're going to make money. And so because of that, what we're seeing here is that the stocks that they're buying are making money, and it's green, and it feels good, and it helps them make money. All right, so guys, the trending band indicators is one simple strategy. I'm going to show you more about it, but for those who are like, where do I find this? How can I get access to this? It was invented and programmed by me. So again, you cannot get access to it directly, but again, I will be showing you through the lessons how to kind of recreate it and how to get access to it for yourself. So please stay tuned through these lessons, and you're going to learn so much. But yeah, the trending band is what we use to find the best places to buy, the best places to sell, and how to dip buy with extreme accuracy. So who does this work for? It works for buy and hold investors. It works for dividend investors. It works for swing traders, day traders, option traders, people in the US, people outside the US. Guys, I literally have 500 users in the US and over 700 users in other places around the globe, Europe, Africa, Asia, so many places, and it works in all those markets, and it's awesome to see. It also works for risk averse people who hate to lose money, people who hate stocks that move fast. That's me, and it works for me, but I've also seen it work for a number of students who love risky stocks, volatile stocks, and stocks that move a lot. For instance, if you use the trending band with Tesla, you can see some amazing returns, and that's what a lot of my students have been doing as well. It works for all types of people in every location around the globe, regardless of your risk preference or time that you have available. All right, guys, are you feeling lost? Don't worry. I'm going to teach you how to apply the strategy to find amazing stocks in video number 2. And video number 3, we're going to talk more about dip buying and investing. And in video number 4, I'm going to show you exactly how to get access to this. So stay tuned. But to give you something for now, go to any site, for instance, tradingview.com. And what you want to do is you want to pull up the 200-day moving average and take a look. Search up all the stocks that you have in your portfolio. Is that stock above the 200-day moving average line? If so, that's a good indication that that is a great performing stock. All right, guys, you can also download my free comprehensive stock report below, and this will show you a list of all the best stocks right now in the market. And you can search by price, by recommendation, by volume, and so many other amazing things. So check that out right now, and also grab it now, because in the next video, we're actually going to be using that free report to find amazing stocks. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I can't wait to help you out in the rest of the videos. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with a friend, a neighbor on social media. If you tag me on Instagram, I will reshare. So I can't wait to see you inside, and I hope this video gave you a lot of great information. You took a lot of great notes. And anyways, lesson number 2 is going to be killer. So see you when we release the next video.